Welcome to AngelicaJay Radio, where we talk about my issues as well as discussing today's entertainment and political news. So let's dive right on in. Alrighty, guys. As you guys may know, my name is Justin Knox, but on here we call myself Angelica J. So, as you guys can see from the title, we are talking about humbling ourselves. Humble. 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 As my great friend would say, you gotta know when to pull out that humble card. You just have to. It's something that you need in life, whether it's something small like what I'm going through, or if it's something like big where you going through at your job or whatever the case may be. So let's just go ahead and start from the beginning.
I hope you guys have already subscribed to my YouTube channel. If not, take a second to do it now. No, like really do it now. Also, make sure to comment and like this YouTube post. Alrighty, enough of this commercial. Back to the podcast.
As you guys know, I am a college student that attend the Alabama State University. I am a senior. Can I go ahead and get an applause on that one? Yes, ma'am, because I am graduating early and it has been a lot of work. But enough of that. I am currently moving to California with my dad for the complete summer, and I won't be back until September. I have my own apartment that I solely live in by myself. Look at that YouTube video of my apartment tour. I will have it somewhere down in the link below, of course, where I have no roommate. I'm completely by myself, and it's just me and my dog, Bentley, as you guys know, which is a Shih Tzu. And so, yes, I have to move to California for great opportunities to live in a house that is like 8 people, if I'm not mistaken. It's myself, my dad, his fiance, their baby that is 2, my sister who is 18, my other sister who is 15, my brother who is 11, and my cousin who is 16. So yes, that is a lot of people, a lot of different personalities, a lot of different ways of life, a lot of different ways of doing things, and man, it has been a struggle. It has been a struggle to say the least. I'm just gonna start from the beginning. Like, I feel like I wouldn't be doing you guys justice. Like, how can I talk about being humble if I don't tell y'all from the beginning?
Today's top 3 entertainment news on AngelicaJay Radio are Michael Jordan and the Jordan brand donated $1 million to Morehouse College Journalism and Sports Program. Alabama State needs money too. Gunshots reportedly fired at Boosie's recent video shoot in Alabama. One person said to be wounded from the accident. Blue's Clues enlisted drag race star from Pride Month Parade to do a sing-along with Blue's Clues. And that's all we have today for AngelicaJay Radio, today's entertainment news.
So, when I first came in, like, it was the whole Bentley thing. And so, I know it's some college students that's coming back from home. Coming back from being in your dorm and just having your own, not having to listen to mom and dad telling you to come in at this time, telling you to make your bed up, telling you to, this one right here, I know y'all gonna feel it. Like, I know y'all gonna feel it because, man, it's been hard. It's been hard. I can't even explain it. And so when I first came in, Being that I have my dog and my own little way of doing things at my apartment, I didn't even think about jumping on someone else's planet, which would be their home and how they want their home ran to be completely different. And so when I first came in, my dad was like, I don't want a dog. And I'm like, ugh. Complete crickets. It was crickets because it was like, so what do I do with Bentley? And of course that automatically makes you angry because now I had already had my planet set up and how I thought things would be and the way my mind was set up and how I wanted it to be and how I thought summer was going to be. And immediately, not a hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. How's the ride here? Immediately, I don't want a dog. And it was like, okay, so I got one. So what we doing? And to be told, well, my dog got to go in the garage. And if you guys know me, you know, nah, I'm not the biggest, ooh, love my dog. But I love my dog. Like, I keep saying my dog, but I love Bentley. Bentley, we watch movies together. He walks around my apartment. And we just have a great little time. And so for me personally, it was like, what? And then sharing was the second, like, deal breaker for me. And so growing up, I was fortunate and I had to share. Like, as you guys know, I grew up with my grandmother, not my mother or my dad. And so with my grandmother, I was able to have my own bathroom, have my own room, and I had to share anything. My sister had her own room, her own bathroom. We were straight. Like, it wasn't no sharing. Then I got the dorm, and that was cool too because I didn't stay there long. And then I had my own apartment where I definitely didn't have to share at all. And so now having to share with 8 people, it's like, all right, you know what? It's time for me to go. Like, it's just time for me to leave. And not only that, to have to do chores, wash dishes, just simple things. Like, I didn't have to do that before. Like, in my apartment, I just throw it in the dishwasher. And I know there's some people out here relating to me. Like, I know I'm not sounding like spoiled or nothing. It's just I never had to do that. And so doing that now is at the age of 21 where I'm like saying, oh, I'm grown. Like, oh, like, I'm grown. It's a humbling experience. Humbling, right? It's a humbling experience. And so then there's an incident where I'm in the restroom. Okay. And I'm giving you guys the flashback or the backstory so you guys will know, because I know this will help you guys relate, and also it's gonna jot the story at the end. So I'm in the restroom, doing my business, doing my facial, just getting ready for the day, like whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter what I was doing, I'm in the restroom. So my little brother is beating on the door. I'm like, I don't say nothing just because I'm in the restroom. Like, I'm a girl, you're a boy. Why are you know what I'm saying, knocking on the door? Why are you trying to get in this restroom right now? Because whatever it is, if you're trying to use it, you can't use it because I'm in there. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter. Here's some more knocking. Then all of a sudden, it goes to banging. Banging on the door. And it's like, I gotta do trash cans now. And so for me, that was different. That was completely different because I'm used to not having to share. It's completely different for me because when he went to mom to tell him about the story, she agreed with him, and it turns out she was banging with him. And it's like, woman to woman, if I'm in the bathroom you should know I'm in the bathroom for a reason. Like, and so that was weird and took me out of my element for another woman to agree that trash cans was more important. Like, maybe I needed the trash can, you know? And so, and for you to be banging on the door for simple trash cans that can wait, it's like, really? Really? And so events like that just keep going on and on and on and on and on. And for a person like me, I can only speak for myself. It's a look. I'm finna put my clothes back in my suitcase and I'm finna head out the door. like I got an apartment, like I got my own car, I got money. I'm finna go. And then I had to do a pros and cons list. And I had to really think, like, would going back home be the best option for you? And so I asked that for you. I don't know your story. I don't know what you're going through. I know we have college students that's coming back home because, you know, campus is closed or whatever. We have some people, some grown-ups that due to COVID-19 you had to switch your jobs or whatever the case may be. And I want you to take a moment and say, is going back to the old thing best for you? And if it is, you can stop listening to this video. But if it's not, continue to listen because I have great advice.
Today's top 3 political news on AngelicaJay Radio. GOP stops a bill to create a commission to investigate the Capitol Hill riot that happened on January 6th. For the first time ever in its 228 years of history, the Levee Art in Paris will be run by a woman. President Biden has a special message. My message to all of those who have served is simple: thank you. Biden delivered this message to the U.S. service members for Memorial Weekend. And that's all we have today for AngelicaJay Political News.
For me, I realized it wasn't. Because, look, if I go back home to Montgomery, I miss out on the 3 internships that I'm supposed to have. I miss out on enjoying family time that I never really get to get because I'm so busy. I miss out on enjoying the city of California. I miss out on traveling. I miss out on so much. Like, yeah, it's easy to go back to my own apartment where me and my dog can watch movies all day on the couch and I can continue to serve for my community. But if all I know is my community, how can I better my community, you know? And so after I did that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay. Like, I'm gonna stay because I know it's best for me and I know this is where I need to be right now. Like, I'm here for a reason. I'm here to learn. I'm here to better myself and to grow so that way I can take it back to my community. Correct? But y'all, y'all, it was like, okay. Then it was my little brother. I never had to deal, like, granted, I work with kids, right? But I never had to deal with a kid that was like, just did not listen to me. You know, because in my job, they had to listen to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I say, do this, do this, do this, you know what I'm saying? They had to. They had no choice. But man, no. He'd be like, no, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing this. No, 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 no. And it's just a totally different, and not just him. Everybody's just moving in different directions. And it's like, I have no control. No control. And that's new for me because I always knew how to control me and the things around me. And it's like, here, I can't control nothing. And so that's when I was like, you know what? Here you go. I'm finna go get me an apartment. I'm finna go get me an apartment because I need to be here. But I ain't gotta be here, like in this house. Like I can go get me an apartment and just do what I gotta do. And I know there's somebody out there that's like, man, I just came back from this university, living my life, and I had to listen to my parents, and now they telling me I gotta be back in at 12. Like, what? And so you're probably thinking, well, I'm finna go get me an apartment in Montgomery. It's cheap, blah, 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 the case may be. Or you're like, well, I'm just finna go get a new job, and blah, 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 blah. But like I said, I don't know your situation. I can only speak on my situation. And so when I was convinced, I got on apartment.com. I always had an app, so I was on the app, like, I'm finna go get me an apartment today. I know it's in my bank account. I'm finna go get me an apartment. And I had to sit back and think about it again. My angel, always telling me the right thing. And it was like, Jessica, are you really going to be able to enjoy all 3 internships, work, and travel, enjoy your summer if you had an apartment? And I was like, of course I said, yup. Convinced, like, I know everything. This is the answer. This is what I gotta do. I gotta get an apartment, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yup, I can do it. But then I had to really sit back and think about it. Girl, you can't do that. Because here in California, rent is $5,000. Like, how are you going to be able to pay $5,000 just in rent alone? Then you have water. Then you have light bill. Then you have cable. Then you have internet. Then you got food. Then you got power. I don't even think I said power. Then, you just got so much. Then you got to put gas in your car. Like, it's just so many little things. Plus, doing 3 internships, doing summer school, working. Like, you're not going to be able to do all that because you're going to have to pick up more hours just to pay for this better way of living, or for you to continue to live the way you want to live. Where if you could just be humble and humble yourself and take this moment to learn and to adapt, it will all work out according to his plan, right? And so I'm saying all this to say, be humble. Be mother freaking humble. As my good friend, I think I said this already. As my good friend said, man, you gotta know when to pull out that humble card. You have to. Because in life, there's going to be a time when you've been on that job the longest. You know everything about that job. You've been here 25 years. And now they just hired some other person who probably been, in this business for 5 years, and now they finna tell you what to do. And now me, little old me, of course I'm gonna be like, man, you can't tell me what to do. Like, I am blah 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 blah. It's easy to do that, but to sit back and say yes sir, no sir, and to listen. Can I get an applause on that one? To sit back and say yes sir and no sir, and to listen and to be humble. Oh, that take a different type of tool. That take a different type of tool in you and in the other person as well. Because it's different, it's new, and it's going to be better. Like, let's say, for instance, I went off. And I just did, I know this job, I've been here, you can't tell me nothing. Now I done lost my job. Don't know how I'm finna feed myself or my kids or a Bentley or whatever the case may be, or whatever scenario fits for you. All because I want it to be done my way. Or if I could have just been humbled, HUMBLE, life would have been so much better. Like, it would have, of course, it wouldn't have been the way I wanted. It wouldn't have been ponies and what I'm used to, but it would have been what's best for me. And so I want to tie it into a Bernie Mac episode. over the weekend I was watching Bernie Mac with my cousin, just because I found a new love for the show. I grew up watching it, but after he passed away, I stopped watching it because I just have a real phobia of watching stuff after people pass. It's just kind of like weird to me. And so, but I fell back in love with the show. And Bernie Mac said on, let me pull up what episode it was. It's season 2, episode 4, and it's titled Mac Local 137. And so, if you're familiar with the show, he talks about, if you're familiar with the show, you know that Vanessa and Bernie Mac are always going back and forth about something. And it's because, and in this scenario, I would be Vanessa. I would be the Vanessa because I'm used to being on my own. And so in the show, Vanessa, she's a person that's like 16, 15 or whatever. She was raising herself in Chicago. She did everything by herself. And she didn't have to answer nobody because her mom was a drug addict. She took care of her brothers and sisters. And so what she looked like telling her mama, oh, I'm going to be, you know what I'm saying? Can I go to a party tonight? Like, her mama won't remember. And so she was really just grown. She was grown. And so Bernie Mac, in this episode, they was talking about living under my roof. You're going to have to follow some rules. And so this episode really tied with me because, like I said, he was saying to live under my roof, you're going to have some rules. And so with me, it's literal. You know, that's what I'm living under my dad's roof is going to have some rules. For a college student, living back with their mom and dad is going to have some rules. For a grown up, being in that workspace is going to have some rules. If you have a child and now your life changed, you're going to have some rules, being that you have a child now. And so when he said that, I was like, let me listen. And he was like, I applaud you, Vanessa, for becoming who you are now, because you are a smart, intelligent, beautiful African American woman who have gotten yourself this far. But now it is time for a new way of life. It is time to grow in a different light. And so in the episode previous, she had went back home to Chicago or whatever. And he was like, of course you went back to Chicago and you saw your friends and they were having a great time and they were able to do whatever they wanted to do. And to you, that looked like it was amazing. But if you ask them, they will want your lifestyle. Because Vanessa, you have it all. And so to that college student, you have it all. You can go back to mom and dad. To that adult, you have it all. You have that job. Or to that adult with the child, and it's like your life is changing now because you have a child. You have it all because you have a beautiful gift from God. And it's people that can't have that gift. And he was saying that, you have it all. And so if you don't want to contribute to having it all, then you shouldn't have it all. And when he said that, I had to say, that sparked a light in me. Because if I want to be the person that I want to be, whatever person I want to be, which is, as you guys may know, the mayor of Montgomery, Alabama, blah, 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 whatever you want to become to be, you gotta pour into that. You don't just wake up and become that person. You have to, the word he used, I believe, is, I'm going to just use help, but I know he didn't use that word. He used another word. If you don't want to, you're going to have to, help yourself become that. And so that may mean, go to class every day, get your education. To get that promotion at work, you got to come to work every day. You got to be on time. You got to be attentive. Whatever the case may be, you're going to have to pour into becoming what you want to be. And so he was saying, if you don't want to pour into becoming the great picture, then you shouldn't have the great picture. I have done it all for you. And so if you don't want to simply wash the dishes to help me so that way I can go to bed early, so I can make a better life for you, you shouldn't have it, right? And so to that college student where it's like, oh my God, my mama got this curfew, set me this curfew at 11 o'clock. I used to can go home at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It really didn't matter. And if you don't want to come home earlier so that way I can get rest, so I can live longer for you, so I can provide for you, so I can be your best friend, I can be your mother, I can be the person that I have been to you, then maybe you don't need me, you know? And so I want to tie it back into being humble. Sometimes you got to be humble, man. You have to realize that it's not just about you. It's not just about how you want life to be and how you think life should go and how that case may be. And I know it sounds like, oh, I know when to be humble. I know, humble is, I ain't got to brag on when I got the best shoes and I got the best clothes. But no, humble is also knowing when to win a battle and when to lose a battle, because you can win the war later. Like I said, I could have easily got an apartment or went back home and da, 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 right? But I would have missed out on so many opportunities. And so, yeah, I would have won that battle, but would I have won that war? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. But I decided to be humble. I decided to look at the situation and to say, I know what I want to become. I know what I want in life. I know what I want to do. And so I'm going to be uncomfortable now so I can be comfortable later. And that's what humbling is all about. Humbling is knowing when to stay in your box now so you can step outside your box later. And so maybe I have it wrong. Like I said, I'm just a 21-year-old college student, just a senior that's working on life. And my podcast is all about talking about my issues and what I'm going through. So that way maybe I can help someone later. And so, yeah, that's my story. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Humble. HUMBLE. Having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance. And so I want you guys to challenge yourself today, this week, this month, to be humble, to learn when to win, when to lose, when to fight battles, when to let battles go, and when to just do what's best for you, because only you gonna know what's best for you. I don't know all the answers. And so, yeah, thank you so much for listening to AngelicaJay podcast. I hope you guys really enjoyed this podcast. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, let me know what you guys thought about it, give me some feedback, and make sure to subscribe. Hope to see you guys next time. Once again, thank you to tuning in into AngelicaJay podcast.